from the general population of where you are with other death-mate inroad to maybe isolation by yourself. And I remember I said about 3 months before the scheduled execution, he had, while he was praying, "You shall live and not die to declare the glory of the Lord." He looked around to see who said that, and he didn't see anybody. He repeated it. It sounds strange in his ear. Then he kept saying it. When one of the guys walked by and said, "What? Who are you talking to?" He said, "I'm talking to myself." "And what did you say?" He said, "I shall live and not die." That one just fall out laughing. You are already scared to die. Your appeal has been exhausted. They are one of those lunatic, crazy Christians. So his case kept going. Now, appeal exhausted, he just kept going, just marking out calendar until the day we die. He didn't know that the family of the people he killed are already petitioning and fighting for him. Right. He has nobody to visit him. He doesn't even know anything that is going on. A week before he will die, I think maybe 2 days or 3 days before he will die, now you have to pick how you want to die. Is it by electrocution or injection? These are thoughts nobody want to go through in their life. Because he said he has had all kinds of story what happened when people are electrocuted or take injection. So he just said, you know what? He has been shot before by electricity, so you know that maybe that's the quickest way to go. So he picked that. He wanted to electrocute him. And because when they're doing that, sometimes the hair might catch fire, so they have to shave off your hair. That was 2 days before his scheduled death. So he was already at the chair where they were going to cut off his hair. And they were starting to cut off his hair when one of the workers, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm just getting him ready." He said, No. A judgment just came for stay of execution. Hallelujah. From nowhere. So they were starting to clip his hair for execution when the judgment came for stay of execution. He has no idea where that came from, who was working on his behalf. So they moved him back. And by the time the judge ruled on it, they commute his death sentence to life sentence. And then based on his record, so he was still in jail for another 6 years, after serving about 15 years. So after they examined his case and everything, the governor of that state gave him a pardon. They were showing the story on that 700 Club. After they released him from jail, he became a minister of God. He got married. He has family now, and he has traveled all over the world to share the testimony of what God has done for him. What am I saying to you? I'm saying until you are diligent and stay in your lane and don't allow people to drive you, that anything you do for God, you do it out of a good heart. Let's read our text so that we can just round up everything we are saying this morning. The text we read was in Ephesians chapter 2. We read from verse 6 to the end. But just let's read from verse 1 to 10. And then you will see what I'm trying to say. Ephesians chapter 2 from verse 1 to 10 says, "And you he made alive who are dead in trespasses and sin, in which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now was in the son of disobedience." Do you know what he's saying there? He said before you knew Christ, you are dead. You are on your way to hell. But God has made you alive. He said you used to walk according to the spirit of this world, the spirit of those who are driven, who are controlled by what others do, what they see on TV, what is the latest fashion, what to wear, what to eat, what to buy. He said, but that is the prince of this world, the prince of the power of the air. The spirit now that works in the sons of disobedience. You are no longer the sons of disobedience. You are the sons of righteousness. The son that God has promised that, I swear I will bless you. Simply because you have not seen it doesn't mean God can lie. It's impossible for God to lie. He now says in verse 3, among whom also we were once conducted ourselves in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desire of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature children of wrath, just as the other. But God, who is rich in mercy, because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace have you been saved, and raised us up together, and made us to sit together in the heavenly places in Christ Jesus. Remember we said that last week. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago? That in Ephesians we sit, then we stand, then we walk. So he said he has raised us up together and make us to sit in heavenly places in Christ Jesus, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness toward us in Christ. For by grace, that's the second time they are saying it. That was in verse 6. Now he's repeating it again in verse 8. For by grace have you been saved through faith, and that not of yourself. It is the gift of God. Now this is the part we will conclude our sermon with what it says. Not of works, lest anyone should boast. For we are his workmanship, created in Jesus Christ for good works, for which God prepared beforehand that you should walk in them. You were created, he said, verse 10, for we are his workmanship. Who is the one performing the work? Jesus. Created in, not true, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared, past tense, beforehand that you should walk in them. You need to understand that before you ever came into this world, the Bible says in Jeremiah, God said, I see you. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I see you. I knew you. I ordained you. I said you are okay, and I sent you out. Remember, a few weeks ago I told you about Helen Keller. The lady who couldn't see, couldn't talk, couldn't hear. Yes, she made an imprint in life. Remember I told you about a guy in New York, couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't talk, and was paralyzed. Yet, he's a movie writer. There are people who have autism, can't speak, can't do anything, and have written more than 3-4 books. Simply because you are messed up doesn't mean your mind is messed up. People judge the physical, but God knows the spirit. Amen. So, the Bible says we are hidden in Christ. The Bible said God was in Christ, and we are hidden in Christ. Because God was in Christ, and Christ was reconciling the world unto himself. God has reconciled us unto him. So we are in Christ, and we are complete in Christ. And because we are complete in Christ, he is the one who has created us. He has created us, according to that verse 10, he said, for we are his workmanship. So that means my life is a field for Christ to demonstrate his glory in my life. I let him control me. I let him tell me what he wants me to do. But how can I do anything for him unless I know where he's taking me? So God is not hiding anything from me. God wants me to know what he's going to do in my life. But whatever I'm going to do in my life is ahead of me. No matter how good I am now, God want to promote me. No matter how rich I am now, God want to enrich me better. Why? As long as I know the purpose of the wealth he has given me, which is to be a blessing to others, God want to increase it. The Bible said his eye roved to and fro on earth to see on whose behalf he can make himself powerful. You cannot be a channel of blessing and not be blessed. How can you be a pipeline through which water flow and you not get wet? It's impossible. You will. So I need to understand that God is not hiding anything from me. And simply because I'm not walking to it doesn't mean he won't do it. Remember, if you don't see where you are going, how can you get there? Simply because you are so far off and you have not attained what God has promised you doesn't mean God lied. I sent a text a while back. I said a flight leaving San Francisco heading for Tel Aviv, if it's off by 1 degree, we land in Moscow. You need to know where you are going. You need to know what you are believing God for. As many of us as are in this room, we have different beliefs and different goals. Some can't wait to ride an Escalade. And if you give an Escalade to some people, they will not even say thank you because they believe it's too big. They don't want no big car. They just want that small, smart car. That's what they want to drive. We all have different goals. We all have different aspirations. But God said, whatever you can think, I can do it through you. I want to be the one who will walk through you. And God, you need to understand, even though you don't remember what God has promised you, just keep praying. God will